Hey guys, Josh here, and since I've run out of Guild Wars videos to upload from the first beta weekend event, I decided I would give out my impressions after the event. I must say I had a lot of fun, and I really am in anticipation for beta weekend event 2. I've written down a few points here that I would talk about. Hopefully I can remember to go through all of them. So yeah, the biggest feature was the dynamic events, and I must say they were a lot of fun. I like the fact that they scaled, most of them scaled based on the amount of people in the area, and a lot of them led up to boss battles, and it was fun to go through those chains. And I think anybody who did the Char starting zone knows about the Shaman. Is this crazy battle where you just start out chasing some what are they called again? Flame Legion guys, and then you're destroying their artifacts or whatever, their shrines of power or something like that, and then this flame shaman just spawns, and he basically was known out throughout the beta as like killing everyone. He was just insane. He put on this like fire shield, and he would reflect damage, or not really reflect damage, he would deal damage to you if you attacked him, regardless if you're doing ranged or melee. And if you didn't, especially if you like left auto attack on or whatever, you'd just kill yourself because it was hilarious. But yeah, I must say the dynamic events were a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoyed them a lot more than the Renown Heart events. The Renown Heart events, it seems like they're kind of... I feel like they either need to add more, or they need to add more, maybe a bit more dynamic events, because I especially felt there's a point where you'll be under-leveled to go to the next Renown Heart event, and that leaves you with the option of grinding some mobs or going with a dynamic event. I believe in my last few videos, I've basically done all the Renown Hearts in the area, and I did miss out on a few dynamic events after when I was trying out a different character, and I never knew about those dynamic events. But if you miss those dynamic events because they aren't active currently, you can end up being underleveled. Here's my point. I think I was fighting ghosts or something. The next Renown Heart event would have been to fight some ghosts, and I was severely underleveled. I was like one or two, well, not severely, like one or two levels below that, and I just couldn't, actually complete the quest like reliably. So I decided, okay, I'll go head out into World vs World, and I feel maybe they should add maybe a bit more dynamic events, maybe just so that they don't constantly repeat the same ones, kind of thing. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. I did obviously play Engineer mostly, and I did end up getting to level 20 and finishing the betas, the first starting zone completely, and I also did like one quest in the second zone, and I did finish the beta's personal story for the Engineer, and I must say it was a lot of fun. Engineer on a whole I really enjoyed it a lot. More so the dual pistols than the rifle. I used the rifle for a lot of the videos, but near the end, especially if you saw my Shadow Behemoth event and the Frostmoor event, I was using dual pistols. And when I switched back to the dual pistols, I just noticed I could do a lot more damage. I'm not sure, maybe rifle needs a buff or I was using it wrong, but yeah. The dual pistol seems so much better. You got that bouncing lightning shot, which deals damage. You got the poison volley. You got just great damage overall. Especially if you're getting close and you use I think it's blowtorch. Yeah, that was great. One thing I'd really enjoyed using was the flamethrower, which I did manage to unlock. And also was a lot of fun was when I actually got my first selected skill point, if that's the right word. I think I went down explosives, and I took a perk from my skills that let whenever I was using the bomb kit, my bombs would release healing, and it was actually a lot of fun to do questing with that. You just run in with like melee, just dropping bombs constantly, and they would heal you. So it would kind of like balance out the fact that you have to go all the way up close to mobs, and it made questing a lot of fun. One thing that bugged me with Engineer was I picked up Char Racial, which was for like a hidden pistol, which was on like a 10-second or 15-second cooldown. And I thought, this could be a great way to just get like a quick burst of damage in, or something like that. But unfortunately, because the Engineer relies on the utility belt, which is affected by what abilities support abilities you pick out. And it seems like your racial abilities don't give you a utility belt ability. So I had this holdout pistol, the hidden pistol, I think it was something like that, it was called something like that, and it wouldn't give me a corresponding F1 to F4 ability. Like for instance, if I had the bomb kit on say 7, then F2 would be to drop a big bomb, which like did knock back and everything. And having the pistol didn't do that, unfortunately. Other than Engineer, I also tried out the Necromancer for a bit. I didn't play it too much. I actually originally wanted to play a Necromancer, and I was actually somewhat disappointed with it. I kind of felt a bit annoyed with the fact that you have to level up your shadow form. Not shadow form. Your class ability, because you can only activate it when you're filled with life force, and you only level it up by killing things with it. So I found most of the time it took a long time for me to actually max out the Necro Shroud, whatever it's called. It took me a long time to max out all the abilities, because you can't just jump in and jump out, because it's got a cooldown if you jump out. So you can't just use it to snap last hits of a mob. So it made it quite difficult to actually just level up, because you only learn the next ability if you get a kill. So yeah, I found that a bit tough, which was quite annoying. I also tried out Thief, mostly with dual pistols and bow, which was a lot of fun. Not too much into the melee, but I did try it a bit. I was trying dagger pistol and stuff like that. It gave you some cool skills where you stab a guy and then you teleport away and then you shoot them, or you throw a dagger at them and it cripples them. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the Thief's steal. You basically shadow step towards them, and depending on what opponent you're fighting, you steal something. You might be fighting a bird, and you take a tuft of feathers from them, and then it gives you an ability, a once use ability, where you can throw the feathers at them and blind them. Or it depends on what you steal. You could steal some, I don't know, nails or something like that, and you throw them and then it bleeds them or something like that. There was a lot of different things, but I didn't play it for too long. Mostly I played Engineer in my free time. Final class I tried out was Mesmer, which was a lot of fun. The clones seemed a bit unresponsive, maybe. I don't know, I think they needed a bit of fixing, but it was the first beta weekend event, so I can't really complain too much. I really wanted to play Staff and go with a big Affliction build, but it seemed that was not working out at all. And in fact, the Staff was more of a liability, as I seemed to pull extra mobs with me and I'd just get gang-banged and killed. The Greatsword was a lot of fun. It's just a bit hard staying at maximum distance if you're soloing. And it seems that the creatures don't seem to want to go for your illusions, they'd rather go for you. Which actually led me to playing with the Scepter mostly. The Scepter is just crazy. Its first ability, it's auto attack. It's got 3 levels. You attack once, then it swaps out to another one, then you attack again, then it swaps out to another one, and then when you do the third one, it actually creates a clone. Which, it's just crazy how much clones you can get out so quickly with the Scepter. And this is a one-hand weapon, I was running with a pistol offhand, which lets you summon an illusionary duelist, which is like a lot of fun. And yeah, I must say I had a lot of fun in the beta weekend event. Highlights were obviously the Shadow Behemoth event, which I managed to record, and the Frostmaw event, which I also managed to record. I was very disappointed with the Battle of Ascalon. At the end of my video, you actually might see there was a little bit of a little tiny bit of footage of the Battle of Ascalon, and that was actually, I was going to record all three of them, but my recording software absolutely crashed on me. So at that point, and I couldn't get it up in time while I was doing the fight. And yeah, unfortunately I forgot to remove it after editing, and that video got a lot of views, so I didn't want to re-upload and lose that. So yeah. Honestly, those fights were amazing. Just seeing that Shadow Behemoth come out of the ground and knowing that you're in a starting zone was just, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. That Frostmaw event was also crazy. There was just so many deaths. I did that event previously. I did all those events previously, and then at the end I was like, I should probably record these, and I sat around until the event started again. But there was a lot of deaths. Those ice things that drop in the Frostmaw event, they just like one shot you, and you have to get out of the circles. And what really sucks about that place is you're in a snowy area, and the status circles are quite bright. They're quite a bright red, and you can't really see them against the snow very well if you had a certain camera angle. And I found at some times you wouldn't notice the red circle until it's too late. But yeah, those two events are amazing, and I hope they do something more with the battle for Ascalon. You basically just fight like a commander guy. You run in there with like a char guy tells you, let's go in, kill the veterans or whatever. There's a few mobs you kill, and then you fight the commander guy. He doesn't do anything too fancy. He doesn't like have any like big like area of effect or special effect abilities or anything like that. He kind of just like sits around, and in the fight that we actually did it, he didn't attack any of us at all. He was only attacking the NPC Char. So none of us took any damage. It was pretty boring, really. In the next beta weekend event, which is hopefully on this next weekend, from the 1st to the 3rd, I really hope it is, on the 1st to the 3rd of June. If it's not, I'm not too worried. It'll probably be maybe the next one after that. But I've plans on playing Human Elementalist and a Norn Ranger. I really want to try the Elementalist because I got to play it for a very brief period, like only like the first 2 levels, and it seems like a lot of fun. I've been watching a couple of videos lately of people playing Elementalist, and going like something like Dual Dagger seems a lot of fun, playing like a up close, like almost melee Elementalist. And yeah, that just seems like a lot of fun. If you guys want, I can do like the full personal story available in the beta. It's up until like level 18 for the Elementalist. I'll be playing a human, which gives you there's 2 major plot points, because I've seen how I did play, like I said, I played a human Necromancer at a point, and I know how like the choices affect you. So basically, your upbringing affects you, and your biggest regret affects you. As in, your upbringing will start out. It'll affect how you start out, and your regret will change what happens later on. Like for example, Necromancer was a noble who wanted to go to the circus, I think, or regretted not going to the circus or joining the circus or something like that. And you start out in the noble background, and it's all like noble stuff, blah blah blah. You're rich, you're blah blah blah. And later on in the thing, they say, oh, you must infiltrate the circus. And your character even says, like, oh, I've always wanted to join the circus, this is going to be amazing. So it seems like those are the only 2 things from your character creation that actually affect you. So, if any of you guys want to see a specific storyline from that, maybe you can do a vote or something like that. The three different upbringings you can choose from are Street Rat, Commoner, and Noble, and those will affect the first few quests. And then your biggest regret is you didn't find out the true identity of your parents, you didn't recover your sister's dead body, and you didn't join the circus. So those are the choices you get to make with Human. Like I said, I'll pick the choices you guys want. I don't really mind too much the personal story, because I don't really plan on playing a Human in release. I'm hoping to play a Sylvarian and probably I'm actually not sure. Probably a Sylvarian. For the life of me, I can't remember them enough. Feels so unprofessional. The Asura, that's it. I wanted to call them the goblins. I mean, not the goblins, the gnomes. And yeah. First time talking jitters, I suppose. Anyway, I also want to try out the Norn Ranger, because I was looking at the talent trees, skill trees, sorry, not talent trees, or whatever the skill allocation things. And if you play with a longbow, there's a perk you can pick up that increases the longbow range, and it gives you literally the longest range in the game, except for the warrior's rifle execute or whatever, their F1 ability. But yeah, normally things max out at a range of 1,200. If you take this perk, apparently your skills go up to 1,500. And just the idea of playing like this Norn Ranger, it's like sniping people from afar, just seems really, I don't know. I don't really like to get in close too much. Though I've heard very good things about like short sword and warhorn rangers. So yeah. With the Norn, if you also want to make suggestions on which choices for the character creation you want to see, I can't remember what the first category is called. I think it's your what you use to defeat your foes, and the choices are strength, cunning, and instinct. And the other choice you get to make is, in a recent celebration, you either blacked out, got into a fight, or lost an heirloom. Hopefully I'll be able to edit in just the text there if my voice is too bad. So yeah, you guys will be able to see all the choices you can make. And yeah, if any of you actually post a comment or whatever and say like you want to see the commoner who didn't find his dead sister for the Human, or like, I don't know, the strength Norn who got into a fight, then I'll play that. And I'll play it. If you want, I'll play the story all the way up till the max the beta allows you, which is around level 18. It's yeah, the ending for the Char Engineer one was absolutely amazing, and I think it might be quite nice to see them out. To see what the potential is there. Also, I could do some structured PvP. I did try it a bit in the stress test, but it was very laggy. I wanted to try to record something because I knew I was running out of film, which is kind of why I've been staggering these releases, because I'm trying to make them last as long as possible. That and my internet was giving me some issues. But it was so laggy on the stress test that the structured PvP was just a huge lag fest, and I couldn't really do anything. So yeah, if you want me to record some structured PvP, I can do that. Just make a suggestion. And I could also do some more world PvP. I know in the footage I didn't really do much. There wasn't much competition going on, but I did manage to, on the Sunday of the beta weekend event when I wasn't recording, I did manage to play some more world PvP, and it was absolutely crazy. We raided a castle and we captured it, and we were in the red team zone or something like that. We were the green team at the time, because they kept swapping every day. And we captured their main fort in their territory, and then this whole horde of them just came out of like where you originally spawned from in your own territory, and it was absolutely crazy. And we just kept like fighting them, like trying to keep them off. and eventually they were at the doors of our gate, and then we just got in these reinforcements at like the last minute, and we held them off. It was just so great. Even though like the Desolation server, which is where I was playing, we basically the server dominated the whole thing. I think we had something like I think it was like 80,000 points or whatever, and the other two teams only had like 10,000 apiece. So I think it adds up to 100,000 or something like that, or basically like 100%, you know. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The few battles I did get. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do for the next beta weekend event. I'm hoping you guys can post up some what you'd like to see, and then hopefully I can do it. Also, I'm not sure if you guys want commentary or not. I know this previous series I did no commentary. If you want, I could post up both. Maybe I could record my voice separately, and then maybe post up the same video, one with commentary and one without commentary. I could do something like that maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys actually want to hear commentary or not. I don't know how good my voice actually sounds, especially since I've not done this before, and I'm sure I sound very nervous. But also, what I'm hoping to do for the wait in between beta weekend events is, me and a couple of friends want to play some co-op games and some racing, like race games, like not actual like racing, like driving games, but like playing like a game and racing to see who can beat the game the first. And we want to commentate that and stuff like that. This previous Saturday we were supposed to, we were going to play Metal Slug, the first 3 Metal Slugs, and we were going to play them on teams of 2 versus 2, but unfortunately one of my friends couldn't make it, so we had to scrap that idea, and we're going to hopefully do it this Saturday. But yeah, we're hoping to race like Metal Slug, co-op Metal Slug with 2v2, so it'll be 2 screens, split screen on the same thing with commentary from all of us. And then we're also hoping to maybe all of us independently race like Metroid, like all 4 of us, because there's 4 of us in total including me. We're thinking of stuff like maybe Metroid, Castlevania, Mega Man, stuff like that. We're also maybe thinking of possibly doing like some co-op / competitive stuff, like first thing that comes to mind is Mario Party, something like that maybe. I don't know, just stuff to tide over the time in between them, the beta weekend events, because unfortunately, like now that's happened is I've run out of footage. Obviously I'm hoping to record a lot more footage, because I didn't realize how long it would be between the beta weekend events. And I actually scrapped some footage that I originally had. I had a bit of footage of the Necromancer and the Thief, but I recorded it 480p, and it just looked terrible. And I only want to record at 720p now, and I was a bit worried. Like, I wanted my engineer to be my main content. I thought that I'll upload at 720p, and yeah, I forgot to re-encode, and I was uploading quite large files, like not fraps large. I was using Bandicam to record, which automatically compresses a bit, but it's not optimally compressed. So they were still like 2 gigs for like 20 minutes footage. And once I successfully re-encoded it as MPEG-4, it went down to like 700, 800 megabytes, which is a lot better. And now that I've actually remembered that, I want to do all my recording at 720p, and possibly with fraps this time, because Bandicam was giving quite a lot of issues. But yeah, I'm really hoping I can get some advice or recommendations from you guys, because if you got what you guys want to see, I can hopefully make that happen. So yeah, been a good talk. Thanks for all the views so far. I must say that it's been a lot of them, and I'm really happy that the videos are doing very well, especially that Shadow Behemoth event. It's got over 500 views already. And yeah, I'm really hoping this can maybe grow into something someday. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.